Hey folks, this is Matt Rainwater, and I'm finally doing narrated videos. It took me a second to get there. I mean, by a second, it's been a while, right? But I felt like it was time to start actually talking about my process with y'all. And I'm going to start by talking about Bat Monster. So, Bat Monster is it's a project that I do to actually warm myself up for my more intense projects like Trailer Park Warlock. And so basically everything I do in Bat Monster is like kind of a smaller, more compressed version of what I end up doing when I make Trailer Park Warlock. So it kind of works. It's sort of like a warm up comic for me. And today I'm just going to show y'all how I put together the strip and go through the process with y'all, how I do it. Maybe talk a little bit why I do it. I feel like I've already kind of covered the ground for that a little bit, but I might have some more thoughts on that in a second. So right now what we have in front of us is I have Photoshop open. This is the standard size document that I use to make my webtoons when I'm laying them out. So what you see here is just actually like the previous file before I make the new one. And this is strip 75. So I'm laying out these strips well ahead of like the time that they're going to be published. And I basically want to be done laying out all of these strips well before I put them up on, Monday, so that I don't have to really worry about it. I like to have buffer. I like to have a lot of I like to have a lot of work done before that work is due. It makes me feel secure that I'm doing things right, that I'm not messing up, and it helps me out a lot in terms of being creative and doing creative work. And also, I mean, Batmonster is something that as a project is something I do for fun. I'm not necessarily doing it with the expectation that there's going to be something coming out of it necessarily. It's more like just me and my friend Austin, we're messing around and we're making this really weird, trippy comic. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to delete all of the content in there except for the header. This header right here stays, so I don't have to bother with it. I delete the content that I don't need for the new strip. I'm going to go to Save As, and this is my big old folder of Bat Monster episodes in Cycle 2. I'm going to make a new folder. Episode 76. And I make that 76, save it. All right, now I have the beginnings of episode 76. I think currently what's being published as of this date was today. Today's this September 17th. We're on episode 51, I believe, on Webtoon. So like I'm well ahead, right? And I have these strips are already made. I actually finished this cycle, which is about 100 and well, actually we're not done with me and Austin aren't done completely with this cycle. We still have 60 more strips to finish. But I have 120 strips made already, so I'm laying out those 120 because I do each little storyline, I guess, by 60 strips. And that was something that I actually decided early on when I started making Bat Monster. So like the process for making Bat Monster is I just started drawing the